Ranger's first trimming, and he's going to need a set of shoes as well. So he's getting the full meal deal today. I always like to have somebody hold my horse so it gives him security and confidence. Good boy, come on. We've already started on this foot. There we go. But it's still a little steep, so that's what I needed to work on. The reason we decided to go ahead and put some shoes on Ranger is because we live in some very rough and rugged country. There's a lot of lava rock and stuff. And when we ponied him out, he was showing that he wasn't quite used to all that rock. And his feet were somewhat short, so we didn't want to take a chance of wearing him down or getting him to where he'd be tender, where we need to ride him as much as we can. Now, when we're working with our horses, we want them to stay relaxed. If they get worried or anything, we're just going to stop and pet them, tell them they're okay. If they can't handle the pressure and they move away, we'll kind of go with them, but we're going to basically just set their foot down, let them regroup. There we go. Say, come back up here. We're not going to eat you, buddy. Good boy. There we go. And then we just go back to where we were. If you try to hold on to him and chase him, sometimes you'll scare him even worse. Ranger's actually doing very good for the first time, being trimmed and stuff. When you start filing, that vibrates their foot, and they don't oftentimes care for that a whole lot. But he's doing good. Now we take our shoe, and as always, you shape it and make sure that it fits the way it should. And then go ahead and get our nails and tack it on. Rick is also patting him the same time I'm nailing, so he can kind of take comfort in something he understands, which would be patting. We do a lot of talking to him, telling him that he's right. Good boy. Good boy for standing there. There you go. And if he gets worried or anything, we're just going to try to go with him. We're going to try to reward him and say that standing's the best. There you go. Good boy. That time he didn't get as worried. He just moved thinking it might work, but it didn't work for him. So he decided maybe he'd just stand. Rick and I work together pretty much 24/7. And I do the beginning part on shoeing, and then he makes it look good. He finishes it up and puts all the rest of the nails in and stuff. It's a good partnership. He's not quite as confident with Rick underneath him, but he's handling it okay. He just needs time to learn it's okay. Next time he's shod, he'll be a piece of cake. And voila! Pretty new footsies. This is Ranger's fourth ride. We've already warmed him up just like we have in the past. We've lunged him, not real hard because we knew we were going to go out today, but just to make sure he was comfortable. And then we're working on some rollbacks and just getting him to respond and move out for us. We want to do that before we go out in the hills so that he's ready to listen to us when we get into a new place. I think he's doing good enough to hit the hills today. He needs something to keep him occupied anyway. He doesn't think he's working there hard enough. Now I feel one of the most important things we need when we go out for our first ride in the hills is our safety rider. Somebody on a confident horse that will give Ranger confidence as he follows along. If he had to go out there by himself in the lead, it could be a little scary. Then I like to get him moving. I like to make him work. I don't like to dink around at a walk. That gives them too much time on their hands to think about what they could do instead. So I like to get them up and moving, lope them out, and trot them. Just put their minds to use, working their bodies, so therefore it's not playtime any longer, it's work time. There he goes. He says, there's still rocks out here. Ranger's doing great for his first ride in the hills. Join us next week.